3、2、1，你准备好了吗？
我总是准备好了。
Okay, Chris, unfortunately. 我们有人 OK 好，如果你听得见 Crazy 老师还有
Chris
老师你们可以在 chat 里面写一个2吗？我想看谁来了So today, Chris, what are we talking about?
我忘了。
你忘了？
有可能是摩洛哥的第一个星期。我们觉得怎么样？
对，所以你没有忘啊 ，Lisa， 欢迎你。好，今天我们会说在摩洛哥的第一个星期we're going to talk about our impressions on Morocco. Okay, our impressions of Morocco. Okay, 所以在Morocco 的第一个星期。那 as usual, we're going to share the document while we are talking. Okay, so you can follow the dialogue easier. 我们来看在这里。好，那我们什么时候来摩洛哥的？
是上个星期六。
对，所以到上个星期六，已经是一个星期了，对吧？对的。好，那我们要说什么呢？我们要说的就是在摩洛哥的对摩洛哥的印象，好吗？
Impression
对 impression 印象，我们会从 4 aspects 比如说
吃喝所行
吃喝住行吃喝住行 so eating, drinking, living and transportation 那我们先会说吃喝那Chris 你知道很多人说摩洛哥最好吃的饭是什么？
应该是那个天津。
对，天津There's an echo? Do any others you have? 好，现在 Chris 你可以把这个天津so what you see right now is what they call 天津 or 塔吉锅 in Chinese in Morocco. So whatever they cook in this container, they call it 天津so wherever you go, well, it's easy to find this kind of food in Marrakesh at least, right? 对，所以塔吉锅，我们吃了几次天津
3、4次。
对，可能吃了3、4次3、4次。那除了吃的有这个塔吉锅，喝的摩洛哥喝什么？
喝的他们有很多的茶，mint 茶。
你可以拿着吗？mint 我们上一次说了 mint 就是薄荷，薄荷，所以薄荷茶，对，薄荷茶，
还有很多的果汁。
对，果汁。
比方说，我们喝了那个黄果汁。
什么果汁？
黄瓜。
黄瓜汁
黄瓜汁。
黄瓜汁，对。So Chris ordered the cucumber juice. I was a little bit surprised, like, oh, it can actually good. I like to eat cucumber, but like, 黄瓜 like in a salad, like 凉拌黄瓜. So when I see it as a juice, it's like, how would that taste like? 但是黄瓜汁尝起来还不错挺好喝的。对。那另外一个就是 can you drink like alcohol in Morocco?
有的地方可以，但是没有很多的地方。
对，在什么地方你可以喝酒？
在吧？
酒吧。对，酒吧在摩洛哥有的酒吧你可以喝酒酒吧对。你可以在街上喝酒吗？
不可以。
对，不可以。So as long as you're doing it secretly, it's okay 啊。
That's kind of the thing here is like you can do whatever you want as long as it's not in public. Once you're in public, it's like no, you can't do this, you can't do that.
但是我们喝酒吗？
没有。
对，我们很少喝酒。你觉得我们一年喝几次酒？
应该是和外婆喝了一杯。
跟外婆喝了一次。对，你觉得一年？Like let's like in like usually 1 year, like how many drinks or how many times you drink? So
对，
一年你觉得喝几次？
几次？一次、两次这样。
对对，一年我们喝酒的话，可能就2-3次啊，可能是和家人在一起，和朋友在一起，可能会喝1-2杯，对吧？对的。那 for whoever you're listening， 你们一年喝几次酒啊？So how many times do you drink in a year？啊，我们很少喝酒，所以在摩洛哥 ，even if they don't allow us to drink, I don't think it's a problem，对吧？对对对。那你喜欢喝摩洛哥的薄荷茶吗？
我
你喜欢喝摩洛哥的薄荷茶吗？
对，很喜欢。
嗯
在这里他们很喜欢那个 bubbles，
泡沫。
泡沫。
So I think Chris is talking about the bubbles in the tea. 泡沫。
So they will pour it from like very very high above the glass, so that you get more of these 泡沫。
And I remember we went on a night tour in the city center, and the tour guide was joking with us that we should complain at any place when they give us tea without 泡沫, without the bubbles, because they think the more bubbles the better, right? 对的对的啊。好，
If there's no bubbles, they don't like you.
对 or they don't welcome you. They will not make bubbles in your tea. And let's see what Quizmaster said. Morocco 送给乌克兰22辆坦克。There are worse things than a rose-colored herd of ducks chasing you for chocolate. Oh, I see. Quizmaster is referring to our duck videos here. 对，好。那我们再看下一个吧。下一个就是住的，就是在摩洛哥的 I guess living situation or life in general, the architecture, things like that. 对，在摩洛哥，如果你看，你会看到什么颜色？
都是红色。
对对，红色啊。
就是因为他们叫Marrakesh 红 I don't know 城市。
红城市哦，红城 ，right？
红城。
对，红城，so like red city?
The red city.
The red city, 对
There
red
are
city.
different ones like Meknes, I think is the green city. Rabat maybe blue city, something like that.
对对对，因为在这里他们的房子都是红色的，对对对，所以
都是红色的。
但是其实 this is not just something unique to Marrakesh, right? Remember
Marrakesh they do just call the red city, but yes, there are some areas like further out west.
No. What I'm saying is not in Morocco. Remember in Cusco, that's the color of Cusco too. It's just red and red and red. So you don't remember? Never mind. Never mind. 然后Chris Master is talking about yes, it's the liang for transportation. Yeah, the second one you just typed. That's right. 对好。Now back to here. So we'll just talk about the 红房子all the red houses. 然后 one thing that's kind of special here is the Medina, right? So can you talk a little bit about the Medina? What makes it Medina special?
It's just lots and lots of markets.
Okay.
I mean, there are some special buildings, but they're okay. They have lots of tile work and whatnot, but everyone goes there for the markets, I think. quite far.
Yeah, in this market, well, sometimes they just use the Arabic word souk, and or in English you say just called market, right? And then in Chinese you can call them 集市, 集市. So this is where all the merchants come to this place, and then you sell stuff, right? So 集市. 你喜欢 Medina 的集市吗？
有点
有点，
有点
有点喜欢，like just a little bit。
有点
为什么？
不知道，很热闹。
很热闹，对，definitely. This is like the best place to use the word 热闹。So can you describe a little bit, like remember the night we went to the Medina, to the center, to the square? So what do you mean by 热闹？
It's packed full of people and music and food and like everything. And the guy told us that wasn't even a busy night. Like this wasn't busy at all. Like normally you can't even walk through there. And it was funny because they were all playing these games that I remember playing in, I don't know, like a school festival or something, like fishing with the circle and trying to get it on top of a 2-liter bottle of Coke or something.
I am just impressed by the way in Marrakesh, like how they can make money from like little games, right? And like I remember the one where they just put two bottles together, okay, one big bottle and then the other bottle on top, and then they have a football, right, a soccer, and then you can bid. Well, you can pay for one dirham, their
Like 10
currency.
cents.
Yeah, like 10 cents. And then if you are able to get a goal, right, knock the top bottle off, and then they will pay you 5 dirham back. So a lot of games like that, so that they can make money, and others, yeah, little games like that, right? A lot of like kind of like gambling, but in a very little scale. 对对对，还有什么？
There was the one where there are these circles and they're trying to throw a coin into the circles. If it doesn't touch the line, if it stays completely in the circle and doesn't touch the line.
对对对 and I think the money here is not dinar, it's a dirham. A dirham, I don't know exactly, or is that the same thing as dinar? But anyway, it's DH something. I thought it was dinar, but I don't think so. And then Chris Master, I agree with you. Definitely I'll use 人山人海 in this case. Like when you just take a look on the Medina and to the center, to this like really huge square, all you see is just people after people after people. And then of course you hear all the noises 对对，人山人海，然后很热闹所以这是在 Medina。还有一个就是在 Medina 有没有很宽的路？
Are the roads wide?
不
是 they're quite narrow, and then for the souks, for the markets, they actually don't have a big square really to be selling all that stuff. So most of the stuff is just in these kind of narrow alleyways, making it even more narrow. And then people are trying to walk. Sometimes you get motorcycles coming back and forth. And it's usually a traffic jam of people.
And sometimes I feel like every time I walked out of the Medina, it's like, okay, thank God I'm not dead. Because there are so many times, you just walk and then a motorcycle was like zoom by. Yeah, 对对对，所以这是在 Medina 里面，然后I think in certain part of China this still exists, like in Chengdu, they still have those like alleyways in certain part. Okay, like more Asian part they preserved it, right? So for those alleyways, it's called 巷子，巷子。So 在 Morocco 在 Marrakesh 的 Medina 也有很多的小巷子小巷子。And sometimes I was joking with Chris. I feel like I was walking in a maze. 迷宫 like 在一个迷宫里走路。Do we get lost sometimes?
总是
总是对 ，if you don't get lost, you don't really get the real experience, right? 所以常常会迷路，会说我在哪里？对，那这边是说住的，我们在 Marrakesh，我们住在一个宾馆吗？
宾馆。
我们住在一个酒店吗？Hotel，宾馆、酒店，
不是，
不是，我们住在一个房子里面吗？
I don't know. Would you call this a house?
No, apartment， 对，公寓。
公寓。
对对对，我们住在一个公寓啊。我们住在的公寓，你觉得怎么样？这个公寓？
这个公寓有点好，有点不好。比方说那个味道，那个味道，在我们的厕所有特别不好的味道。
对，这个是 something bother Chris a lot. It's the sewer gas smell from the bathroom, and we cannot block it. So every day, 每天我们都 have to deal with that. 对的，对对对。但是
Just keep the windows open.
对，但是你喜欢这个地方吗？你喜欢什么？这个公寓？
这个地方不太热闹，也有很多的地方很浅，不很远。
你是说我们的公寓离一些地方不远？
比方说我们有肉店。
对，肉店，
肉店在下面也有
我
蔬菜
在楼下，
在楼下，有肉店，蔬菜店，
菜店，
也有很多的饭馆。
对对，而且是怎么说？不是 tourist trap，是Morocco 人、摩洛哥人会去的饭馆啊，所以这个我很喜欢，对，
很好吃的，
对，
也不太贵的，
好吃，
在Medina很贵，也不太好吃的。
对对对，是的，是的，因为 Medina 很多的游客，像我们一样的游客，他们都住在 Medina，因为 Medina have everything right，所以很多人都住在 Medina 可是我们不住在 Medina。那最后几分钟，let's talk a little bit about the transportation。So 行在现在我们在 Marrakesh，你觉得哪些 transportation 交通方式最方便？Okay, what kind of transportation have you seen in Marrakesh?
有公共汽车，也有打的，两个打的那个大的
打的 is when you actually call for a taxi or yeah, so you would say 出租车。
出租车，你说的对，有大的出租车，也有小的出租车，还有什么？
Before you go on, I actually want to ask you, what are something that you see here but not elsewhere?
I mean, I've been around the world, so
Okay, fine. All right. So I guess what I want to point out is the donkeys, like in the market. You're gonna see donkeys. 驴 it's like a 驴车. So they have donkeys. Well, sometimes just donkey, right? Donkey and the person carry stuff. 驴 because in the souk, as we said, they just have little alleyways, right? So you can't really have bigger vehicle. So they will have 驴 donkeys. And also they would have horse.
Mostly it's the donkeys or more likely the mules.
And mules
which is a
too.
cross between
between them, yeah. So that is 骡 in Chinese.
骆驼的驼
No, not 骆驼. I mean 骆驼, yes. There are 骆驼, but you know, 骆驼 is probably just for like camel riding for the tourists, right? Yeah. So you have 骆驼, and then you have the 骡. That's what is it?
mule.
Mule. 对。然后 I saw quite a few horse, but usually what they do is they have horse in the front, and then they have a cart with wheels, like you know, I don't know, recycled from some kind of vehicle, and then I don't know, maybe they have like garbage in the bag or something. So 马 驴 are really common, maybe 骡 too, right? I sometimes I don't distinguish this two. Like in the Medina, you'll see them a lot, even in our neighborhood. Sometimes we would just hear on the street, da, like hear them, 对的，然后还有其他的，we have taken the bus already, right? 这里坐公交，多少钱
？4块。
4块，对，是
Like 40 cents US money.
对对对，差不多是这么多啊，所以很便宜啊，然后我觉得还算方便，对吧？对，就是有时候你得等啊。And then there are other transportation we also want to try. 比如说 next weekend maybe we're taking the 火车啊，we heard a lot about their trains 火车。And we haven't tried 飞机 like domestically. We probably won't either. We either will 坐火车或者坐汽车like to different parts of Morocco. 在摩洛哥I think these two are also very common too.
自行车
You okay? You seem like you're really tired. And you're 对对对，也有摩托车摩托车就是 motorbikes, right? And lots of bikes. So all these you're gonna see them like in the souk while you're walking, right? You have pedestrians, you have 摩托车自行车马骡驴all of them will be like you know filled up in these little alleyways, right? 对的。Okay, so now we're almost come to the end of it. Let me see. Actually, Lisa said Lisa had similar feeling when she was in China. Yeah, probably before I was born. Lisa was China like really, really early. And I feel similar ways whenever I go to a market. I feel like back to China. Like, you know, like 一个是热闹, right? And then the other is just how many people are there. So yeah, always gives me a feel like I'm back to China. 对. And any other things you want to add for the impressions of Morocco for our first week?
No, not really.
Okay, and any questions from you? 大家有没有什么问题？我有一点累。对。Yeah, I actually don't even know like what's the relationship between dinar, dirham.
I think dinar is what they use in a lot of the other Middle Eastern countries.
Ducks? Actually, I don't think I've seen any ducks here. Or in the menu, I don't see that either.
No, isn't there a duck on the menu?
I don't know. I mean, they do lots of chicken for sure. Like they will have lots of chicken shawarma, and we saw in the market like pigeons too. But duck, 没有鸭子。
有很多的猫。
对对对 ，That's another thing I actually forgot to mention. 在摩洛哥的街上有特别多的猫。我觉得它们是野猫，like feral cats，也没有家的猫，
没有狗，
对，没有狗，surprisingly 没有狗，因为when we were in Peru，还有 Mexico，对 ，it's like on the street, it's just dogs everywhere, but here it's just cats everywhere 。所以如果你是一个 爱猫的人啊，you may like Morocco.
I think for Muslims, they don't necessarily like dogs as much, especially inside their house, because they think the barking scares away angels or something to that effect. So that may be one reason why there's not so many.
夜猫 maybe. I think Chris Master agree with you. Oh, in the Islamic law, dogs are dirty. We do see like one or two, right?
Yeah, there was one small one I saw. It looked almost like a cat because it was so fluffy and small. And then there was a bigger one that was just riding on the motorcycle with someone. But they're always very close with a person, not like the cats that are just like roaming around.
对对对对对，是的，是的，All right, we're gonna end our today's talk show here. Okay.
The cats here are kind of scavengers too.
Yes, they are. And then for weekly, as we said, we're going to do this. So just stay tuned on YouTube, and we will continue our conversation in Chinese and English. 对的。And 我们下次见。大家再见。
见啦。